In the soft embrace of twilight, when the world seems to hold its breath and the horizon is brushed with hues of gold and lavender, we find ourselves transported to the sagas of ancient Greece. Here, in an era shrouded in the mists of myth and legend, the Titans loom large, those primordial beings who were the predecessors of the gods themselves. As you listen, perhaps you can almost feel a gentle breeze whispering across the expansive landscapes that once cradled these colossal figures, their stories carried on the wind like ancient songs that have lingered through the ages. Long before the Olympians reigned supreme, there was a time when the Titans held dominion over the cosmos. These ancient deities, children of Gaia, the earth, and Uranus, the sky, were vast and formidable, embodying the very elements and forces that governed the natural world. One might imagine the deep, resonant voice of Oceanus, the great river that encircled the earth, or the silent, steady gaze of Hyperion, who heralded the dawn and watched over the celestial sphere. In a world still nascent, their presence was as enduring as the stone beneath your feet, as eternal as the tides that lapped against the shores of the Aegean Sea. Among their number was Cronus, the youngest yet most ambitious of the Titans. He, with his brothers and sisters, forged a dynasty that would shape the very fabric of the heavens and earth. Cronus, as you might recall, was destined to overthrow his father, Uranus, in a tale that speaks of both power and inevitability. It is said that Gaia, weary of Uranus's tyranny, conspired with Cronus, handing him a sickle fashioned from the hardest stone. With this instrument, Cronus severed the ties that bound his father to the earth, casting him down, and thus ushering in the age of the Titans. The reign of the Titans was an era of creation and expansion, where the boundaries of the world were defined by their immense powers. Rhea, the sister and consort of Cronus, played her part in this mythic tapestry, her presence as nurturing as the bountiful earth itself. It was Rhea who bore the children of Cronus, each destined for greatness, yet she too would face the shadow of prophecy. For it was foretold that one of her offspring would one day usurp Cronus, just as he had overthrown his own father. In those quiet moments, perhaps you can sense the weight of destiny that hovered over her, a gentle reminder of the cycles that govern both gods and mortals alike. As time unfolded, the Titans continued to shape the realms of existence with their vast energies. The daughters of the Titans, the Titanesses, were no less integral to the ancient order. Mnemosyne, the Titaness of memory, held within her the stories of all things, the whispered histories that would become the myths of the future. Her presence was like a gentle stream flowing through time, ensuring that the deeds of the past would not be forgotten. And then there was Themis, embodiment of divine order and justice, whose quiet wisdom guided the heavens and earth alike. In this age of titanic majesty, the world was a place of wonder and awe, a realm where the mountains themselves were said to be the bones of giants, where the sky was but a veil for the mysteries beyond. The Titans, with their immense forms and infinite power, were as much a part of the landscape as the forests and rivers. Their stories, passed down through the generations, became the bedrock of Greek mythology, setting the stage for the gods who would follow. But even in their grandeur, the Titans were not immune to the inexorable march of time and change. The prophecy that had hung over Cronus's reign was not to be denied, and so it came to pass that his own son, Zeus, rose against him, leading to the great conflict known as the Titanomachy. This was a war of cosmic proportions, where the very heavens trembled and the earth quaked beneath the weight of divine struggle. Yet, from this turmoil emerged the new order of the Olympians, with Zeus at their helm. As the dust of battle settled, the Titans found themselves bound in chains, exiled to the depths of Tartarus, the shadowy abyss that lay far below the earth. Yet even in their confinement, their presence lingered, a testament to their enduring impact on the world they had once ruled. And so, in the quiet corners of the world, their stories continue to resonate, whispering of an age when the giants walked the earth and the heavens were shaped by their hands. In those still moments, when the light begins to fade and the air is thick with the scent of evening blooms, you might find yourself contemplating the legacy of the Titans. Their tale is one of creation and destruction, of power and its inevitable decline, a reminder of the cycles that bind the universe. As the stars begin to twinkle in the deepening twilight, perhaps you can feel a connection to those ancient times, when the world was young and the stories of gods and titans were as real as the earth beneath your feet. And so, as the night gently embraces the land, we draw this tale to a quiet close, allowing the whispers of the Titans to fade softly into the darkness, their legends living on in the hearts of those who remember. In the gentle embrace of time long past, when the world was young and the gods themselves yet to shape the fates of men, there existed the Titans, those ancient beings whose presence lingered like the whisper of the wind through the olive groves of Greece. These primordial entities, born of Gaia, the earth, and Uranus, the sky, were woven into the very fabric of the cosmos, their stories echoing through the ages like the distant murmurs of a timeless sea. As the sun rose each morning, casting its golden light over the rugged hills and fertile valleys of a nascent world, the rhythms of daily life among the Titans unfolded with a serene inevitability. In those early hours, when the soft hues of dawn painted the sky in shades of rose and amber, the Titans stirred, their immense forms draped in the mist of eternity. You might imagine the gentle rustle of leaves in a breeze that carried the scent of myrtle and thyme, or the distant call of a shepherd's pipe, mingling with the song of a world awakening. To the east, where the light first touched the land, Hyperion, the Titan of the sun, began his celestial journey. His presence was felt in the warmth that slowly spread over the earth, coaxing life into motion. As he ascended, the world below responded in kind, with creatures stirring from their slumber, and the people of ancient villages emerging from their simple abodes to greet the day. The cycle of life was inextricably linked to his passage across the sky, a dance as old as time itself. Meanwhile, in the coolness of shaded groves, Theia, the tightness of sight in the ether, found solace. She was said to imbue the world with light and clarity, her touch turning the ordinary into the extraordinary. It was through her influence that the vibrant colors of nature revealed themselves, like the brilliance of poppies against a field of wheat, or the shimmering scales of fish darting beneath clear waters. Her gift was the ability to see beyond the surface, to understand the deeper truths that lay hidden from mortal eyes. As the day progressed, the rhythms of work and duty continued. The Titans, though beings of immense power and grandeur, were not removed from the practicalities of existence. They engaged with the world around them, shaping it with their hands and their will. Perhaps you would see Oceanus, the great encircling river, overseeing the flow of waters that nourished the earth, his presence as constant as the tides that ebbed and flowed with the pull of the moon. His realm was one of vastness and mystery, a liquid expanse that connected all lands and touched every shore. In the heart of the land, where the ground was rich and fertile, Rhea, the mother of gods, tended to the cycles of birth and renewal. Her nurturing spirit was felt in the growth of crops and the turning of seasons, her influence a gentle reminder of life's enduring continuity. She was the guardian of the hearth, the protector of home and family, and it was under her watchful gaze that the bonds of kinship were forged and strengthened. And so, as the sun reached its zenith, the world paused in a moment of suspended time, held in the balance between morning's promise and the afternoon's gentle decline. In the quietude of midday, when the air shimmered with heat and the shadows grew long, the Titans continued their timeless vigil over the world. Their presence was woven into the very essence of the earth, a reminder of the forces that shaped all things. As the afternoon waned and the sky began to soften into the hues of evening, Helios, the charioteer of the sun and a child of the Titans, prepared to relinquish his hold on the day. With a steady hand, he guided his golden chariot towards the horizon, the wheels whispering softly as they turned. Below, the world responded in kind, with villagers gathering to share the fruits of their labor. their laughter and conversation mingling with the sounds of nature settling into its nocturnal rhythm. In those quiet hours, as twilight descended and the first stars appeared like scattered jewels in the velvet sky, the Titans turned their gaze to the heavens. Selene, the ethereal titaness of the moon, began her own celestial journey, her silver light casting a gentle glow over the slumbering earth. Her presence was a balm, soothing the weary and guiding the lost, her path a beacon of constancy in a world of change. As darkness deepened, the air grew cool and fragrant with the scent of night-blooming flowers. The Titans, ever watchful, kept vigil over the world, their forms shrouded in the mystery of ages. In this time of stillness, Prometheus, the bringer of fire and a benefactor to mankind, pondered the flickering flames that danced in the hearths of men, each a spark of knowledge and hope passed from one generation to the next. And so, the cycle of day and night continued, a rhythm as old as the stars themselves. The Titans, though distant and ancient, were an enduring presence in the lives of those who dwelled beneath their watchful eyes. Their myths and legends, whispered from one to another, formed the tapestry of a world where the divine and the mundane intertwined in an eternal dance. As the night deepened, the world grew quiet, save for the gentle rustle of leaves and the distant call of an owl. The Titans, those ancient guardians, remained vigilant, their forms silhouetted against the starry sky. In their presence, the world found a measure of peace, a reminder of the enduring strength of nature and the eternal cycle of life. Slowly, as the first light of dawn began to creep over the horizon, the Titans prepared to greet a new day. Their ancient rhythms continued, a testament to the enduring legacy of these mythical predecessors. And in the soft glow of morning, as the world awakened once more, the stories of the Titans lived on, whispered on the wind and carried by the currents of time. In the time before the rise of the Olympian gods, when the world was still young and cloaked in mystery, there existed the Titans, formidable beings who personified the very elements and forces of nature. These ancient deities, children of Gaia, the earth, and Uranus, the sky, were the embodiment of the vast, untamed world they inhabited. As you journey back into this primordial era, you might imagine a landscape both familiar and foreign, where the boundaries between the natural and the divine were but a whisper in the gentle, ever-shifting winds. The land of ancient Greece, rugged and mountainous, stretched under a canopy of azure skies. Its coastlines, jagged and kissed by the sea, bore witness to the eternal dance of waves that ebbed and flowed with a timeless rhythm. The air was imbued with the scent of salt and the distant call of sea birds, their cries echoing across the vast expanse of the Aegean. In the valleys, olive trees stood as silent sentinels, their silver leaves shimmering in the sunlight, while the scent of wild herbs mingled with the soft hum of bees. It was here, amidst these elemental forces, that the Titans held sway. Their presence was palpable in the very fabric of the world. Consider Oceanus, the eldest of the Titans, who encircled the world with his endless stream, a river vast and deep, nurturing the earth and cradling the continents. You might envision the waters of Oceanus, dark and mysterious, lapping gently at the edges of the world, whispering secrets of the deep to those who would listen amidst the rustle of reeds. And there was Hyperion, the Titan of light, whose golden radiance illuminated the dawn and dusk. His light played upon the mountain tops, casting long shadows that stretched across the land, painting the landscape in hues of amber and rose. As the sun climbed higher, the warmth spread across the fields, inviting life to stir and awaken. The light was a gentle caress upon the skin, a promise of the day's journey yet to unfold. In the forests where the shadows lay thick and cool, you might sense the presence of Cuus, the inquisitive Titan, whose domain was the axis of heaven. The trees stood tall and proud, their leaves a deep emerald, filtering the light into a soft mosaic upon the forest floor. The air here was rich with the earthy scent of loam and moss, a tapestry of fragrance woven by nature herself. The whisper of leaves in the breeze was a song of the ancient woods, a melody that spoke of the passage of time and the secrets held within the bark of every tree. In those quiet hours, when the world seemed to pause, there was Creus, the titan of constellations, his gaze fixed upon the heavens. As night descended, the sky transformed into a vault of glittering stars, each one a beacon in the velvety darkness. The constellations, timeless and unchanging, told stories of heroes and gods, their patterns a celestial map that guided sailors across the seas and shepherds across the land. Under this starlit canopy, the world was hushed and serene, a place where dreams took flight and the boundaries of reality softened. The Titans were not only the embodiment of the physical world, but also of the cycles and rhythms that governed it. Consider Rhea, the mother of gods, whose nurturing essence was felt in the turning of the seasons. As spring unfurled its blooms, bringing life and color to the world, it was Rhea's gentle hand that coaxed the blossoms from their buds. The air was fragrant with the scent of new growth, a symphony of floral notes that danced upon the breeze. As summer's warmth gave way to the harvest, her presence could be felt in the bounty of the fields, the golden grain swaying softly in the wind. It was a world where the boundaries between the divine and the mortal were porous, where the Titan's influence was a subtle yet omnipresent force. The lives of those who dwelt in this ancient land were intertwined with the rhythms of nature, their daily rituals and homage to the powers that shaped their world. Perhaps you can envision a solitary shepherd tending his flock on a sun-drenched hillside, his gaze drifting to the horizon, where the line between earth and sky blurred in the heat of the day. Or a farmer, hands stained with the rich soil, pausing to breathe in the scent of the land that sustained him. As the day faded into evening and the first stars appeared in the sky, families would gather around the glow of a simple fire, its flickering light casting gentle shadows upon the stone walls of their dwellings. The soothing crackle of the flames was a comforting presence, a reminder of the warmth and security of home. Stories of the Titans would be shared in hushed tones, their legends passed down through generations, a thread connecting the past to the present. And so, in this ancient world shaped by the Titans and their timeless legacy, life unfolded with a steady grace. The land and its people existed in harmony with the divine forces that surrounded them, each day a continuation of the endless cycle of birth, growth, decay, and renewal. In the quiet moments, when the world seemed to hold its breath, you might feel the gentle pulse of the earth, a reminder of the eternal presence of the Titans, those mythical predecessors whose essence lingered long after their time had passed. Slowly, as the narrative of the Titans gently recedes, you find yourself drawn into the tranquility of the ancient landscape. The echoes of their presence, like a distant melody, continue to resonate, a testament to the enduring bond between the earth and its celestial guardians. And in the soft embrace of dusk, as the last light fades from the sky, the world settles into a peaceful slumber, cradled in the timeless embrace of both mythology and memory. In the lingering twilight of ancient Greece, beneath skies that shimmered with the myths of old, there existed a time when the Titans walked the earth, their presence as formidable as the mountains, and as deep as the oceans they were said to command. These primordial beings, birthed from the union of Gaia, the earth, and Uranus, the sky, were the embodiment of the vast natural forces that shaped the world of the ancient Greeks. As you imagine their presence, perhaps you feel the weight of their ancient footsteps, each one a distant echo in the stones of the world they once roamed. The lives of those who dwelt beneath the shadow of these mighty figures were intertwined with the rhythms of the natural world. In the small, sun-dappled villages scattered across the landscape, daily life unfolded with a quiet dignity, steeped in tradition and myth. The people, much like the land they inhabited, were enduring and resilient, their customs reflecting an ancient wisdom passed down through generations. In the early dawn, when the first light touched the horizon, villagers would rise from their simple homes, constructed from clay and stone, to greet the day. The air was often filled with the scent of olive groves and wild thyme, a gentle reminder of the earth's bounty. Men and women alike would gather in the fields, their hands accustomed to the toil of coaxing life from the soil, their efforts guided by the eternal cycle of the seasons. As they labored under the watchful gaze of Helios, the sun god, they would recount tales of the Titans, Cronus, Rhea, Oceanus, and their kin, whose stories were as much a part of their heritage as the land itself. These narratives, rich with symbolism and moral lessons, served as both entertainment and education, imparting the values and beliefs that bound the community together. In the cool shade of the afternoon, when the work was done, the village would come alive with the vibrant tapestry of social life. Children played in the dusty streets, their laughter mingling with the gentle hum of insects. Elders, repositories of the village's history, would gather under the protective branches of an ancient olive tree, sharing stories of times long past and offering guidance to the younger generations. Meals, often simple yet hearty, were communal affairs, bringing families together in a celebration of sustenance and kinship. You might imagine the aroma of fresh bread and roasted lamb drifting through the air, mingling with the earthy scent of wine pressed from local vineyards. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the landscape, the village would gather in the agora, the heart of social and political life. Here, beneath the canopy of stars, the villagers would engage in the timeless art of conversation, debating matters of import and sharing news from distant lands. The agora was a place of democracy and discourse, where ideas flowed as freely as the wine from their clay amphora. It was in these moments, surrounded by friends and neighbors, that the stories of the Titans would take on new life, their ancient deeds reimagined and retold with each retelling. Religious rituals, too, played a significant role in the lives of these ancient people, offering a bridge between the mortal and divine. Temples dedicated to the Titans and other deities punctuated the landscape, their columns rising majestically against the sky. These sacred spaces were places of reflection and reverence, where offerings were made and prayers whispered in the hope of divine favor. Festivals, marked by music, dance, and theatrical performances, were occasions of joy and celebration, uniting the community in shared worship and merriment. During these vibrant gatherings, the boundaries between the human and the divine seemed to blur, as if the spirits of the Titans themselves had come to join in the festivities. In those quiet hours, when the villages lay shrouded in the soft embrace of night, the world of the Titans felt ever closer. The moon, a silver sentinel in the sky, cast its pale light over the sleeping earth, illuminating the dreams and hopes of those who slumbered beneath its watchful gaze. Dreams of heroes and gods, of love and loss, of the eternal struggle between order and chaos, woven into the fabric of life by the stories of the Titans. Slowly, as the night wore on, the sounds of the village would fade, leaving only the gentle sigh of the wind and the distant murmur of the sea to keep company with the stars. And so, under the vast expanse of the cosmos, the people of ancient Greece continued their journey through time, guided by the legends of the Titans, their lives a testament to the enduring power of myth and memory. In the hushed realm of ancient Greece, long before the gods of Olympus reigned supreme, there lay a time wrapped in the mists of myth and legend, a time when the Titans, the colossal predecessors of the more familiar deities, held dominion over the earth and sky. These primordial beings were both majestic and formidable, embodying the very elements of the cosmos. As you turn your thoughts to this distant age, you find yourself imagining a world where the boundaries between the divine and the terrestrial were but a whisper, a seamless tapestry of power and nature intertwined. In the heart of this ancient mythos, the Titans were born of Gaia, the earth, and Uranus, the sky. They were the first to stride across the new world, their presence as vast and enduring as the mountains themselves. Among them, Kronos stood as the most formidable, his figure casting a long shadow over both his kin and the future that lay beyond. Yet, in these quiet moments, it is not the tales of their immense power that draw you in, but rather the softer, quieter aspects of their existence, echoing through the ages like a gentle breeze rustling through ancient olive groves. Imagine the twilight hours of those distant days, when the sun dipped below the horizon and the world was bathed in a soft amber glow. The Titans, despite their mighty stature, experienced moments of tranquility, where even the great Kronos might have paused to gaze at the stars, his thoughts perhaps drifting like the clouds across the night sky. In these serene moments, the Titans might have gathered at the edge of the world, where land met sea, the salty air mingling with the scent of wild thyme and the distant cries of seabirds carried upon the wind. Here the Titan Oceanus, with his flowing beard and eyes as deep as the sea he presided over, could be found contemplating the endless waves that mirrored his eternal, boundless nature. His presence was gentle, a vast expanse of calm that belied the immense forces he could command. Beside him, Tethys, his consort, nurtured the waters, her touch as soft as the morning mist that clung to the surface of the rivers and streams. In the stillness of this ancient world, you might also imagine Theia, the Titaness of sight and the bright blue sky, whose presence brought light to the world, her radiance akin to the first light of dawn touching the peaks of distant mountains. Her sister, Mnemosyne, the embodiment of memory and recollection, held within her the stories of the world, a living archive of all that had come before and all that would unfold. Together they wove the fabric of time, a gentle reminder that even the most powerful beings are bound by the passage of days. And so, in these tranquil moments, the Titans lived not only as rulers of the cosmos, but as beings deeply connected to the world around them. Their lives were marked by a rhythm in tune with the natural world, a world that was at once both their creation and their companion. In the quiet of the night, as the constellations wheeled overhead, they found solace in reflection, their thoughts as vast and infinite as the starlit sky. Yet even in their hushed dominion, the seeds of change were quietly sprouting. The younger gods, led by Zeus, were growing restless, their ambitions whispering of a new order, like the first stirrings of a breeze before a storm. The Titans, though mighty and enduring, remained part of an ancient cycle, a tapestry woven with threads of destiny that would one day unravel to give way to new tales and new rulers. But in this moment, let us linger a while longer in the serene presence of these ancient beings. Imagine the gentle lapping of waves against the shore as you stand alongside them, gazing out into the vastness of the sea, where the horizon blends seamlessly with the sky. The air is cool and fragrant, carrying with it the earthy scent of the land and the briny tang of the ocean, a perfect harmony of elements that speaks of the balance these Titans maintained. As the night deepens, the world fades into a deeper quiet, and you sense the ancient wisdom carried by these titanic figures, wisdom that speaks not of conquest or dominion, but of a profound understanding of the natural world and their place within it. Their eyes, like the stars above, reflect the endless possibilities of creation, the cycles of life and death, and the eternal dance of the cosmos. In this tranquil tableau, you hear the faint rustle of leaves, the gentle murmur of a distant stream, and the soft exhalation of the earth itself, a symphony of nature's lullaby. The Titans, in their repose, are part of this music, their presence as enduring as the stones beneath your feet, and as ephemeral as the fleeting clouds above. And so, as dawn approaches, the first light of a new day begins to paint the sky with hues of pink and gold, signaling the continuation of time's unyielding march. The Titans, ever watchful, remain steadfast, their legacy woven into the very fabric of the world they helped shape. You might imagine their figures receding into the mists of memory, yet their essence lingers, a gentle reminder of an era when the earth was young and the heavens were vast. In these quiet moments of reflection, you feel a connection to the ancient world, a world where the Titans once walked, leaving behind echoes of their strength and serenity. And as you turn away from this glimpse into a distant past, you carry with you the stillness and the timelessness of their legacy, a soft, enduring whisper through the ages. As the gentle breeze of the Aegean Sea whispers through the olive groves that dot the landscape of ancient Greece, you find yourself drawn into the world of the Titans, those primordial beings who once ruled the heavens and the earth. Their stories, woven into the very fabric of myth and legend, have endured through the ages, carried on the wings of time. In those quiet moments, as the sun dips below the horizon and the first stars begin to appear in the twilight sky, you can almost hear the echoes of their ancient tales. The Titans, born of the union between Gaia, the earth, and Uranus, the sky, were immense in stature and power. They were the first gods, the mighty predecessors of the Olympian deities, who would later claim dominion over the cosmos. These great beings, each with their own distinct presence and purpose, shaped the world in ways that are still remembered in the myths that have been passed down through the generations. Kronos, the most formidable of the Titans, wielded the sickle with which he famously overthrew his father. His reign was marked by a time of both plenty and fear, for he was wary of the prophecy that foretold his downfall at the hands of his own offspring. You might imagine the tension in the air as the gods and goddesses of that era navigated the delicate balance of power, each aware of their roles in the grand tapestry of destiny. Rhea, the Earth Mother, was a nurturing force, embodying the fertile lands and the cycles of nature. It was she who cunningly saved her youngest son, Zeus, from the fate that had befallen his siblings, swallowed whole by their father. In the quiet of the night, with the soft murmur of the sea as her only witness, Rhea's love and determination gave rise to a new era, as she spirited away the infant god to safety on the island of Crete. Oceanus and Tethys, the ancient river god and his consort, were the personifications of the waters that encircle the earth. Their presence can still be felt in the gentle ebb and flow of the tides, the rhythm of the ocean that cradles life itself. Imagine standing on the shore, the salt air filling your lungs, as the eternal dance of the waves unfolds before you, a reminder of the boundless realm over which they once held sway. Hyperion, the Titan of light, along with his sister and consort Theia, brought forth the celestial bodies that illuminate the heavens. Their children, Helios, Selene, and Eos, were the sun, the moon, and the dawn, forever chasing each other across the sky. As the first light of day begins to caress the earth, the legacy of Hyperion's brilliance is felt anew, a gentle promise of warmth and life. The mighty Atlas, condemned to hold up the heavens for eternity, stands as a symbol of endurance and strength. You might envision him there, silhouetted against the vast expanse of the cosmos, a solitary figure with the weight of the universe upon his shoulders. His story is one of resilience, a reminder of the burdens that gods and mortals alike must sometimes bear. And then there is Prometheus, the benefactor of humankind, whose daring theft of fire from the gods sparked the dawn of human civilization. In his defiance, there lies a profound understanding of the human spirit's unyielding quest for knowledge and progress. Picture the flicker of ancient flames dancing in the darkness, as early humans gathered around, drawn to the warmth and light that symbolized hope and possibility. The tales of the Titans are not merely stories of power and rebellion. They are reflections of the ancient world's understanding of the forces that govern life. They speak to the cycles of creation and destruction, the balance of light and darkness, the enduring strength of family and love. These myths, though shrouded in the mists of time, continue to resonate with the essence of what it means to be a part of this world. As the night deepens and the stars shimmer in their celestial dance, the legacy of the Titans remains etched in the hearts of those who hear their stories. Their presence, though distant, is a gentle reminder of the ancient past, a time when gods walked the earth and the very elements themselves were alive with divine energy. Slowly, the world of the Titans begins to fade into the realm of dreams, leaving behind the soothing murmur of the sea and the soft glow of the moon as your companions. And so, in the hushed serenity of the ancient world, we find ourselves lulled by the rhythm of these timeless tales. As you close your eyes, let the echoes of the Titan stories carry you to a place where the infinite sky meets the enduring earth, and the whispers of the past gently guide you into a peaceful, eternal night.